I'm hoping that your love will make me up tonight. Baby, how do you sleep when you lie to me? All that pain and all that suffering. I'm hoping that my love will keep you up tonight. Baby, how do you meow meow ba-da-da-doo-doo, ba-da-da-da-doo, boop, bop. My love keep you up tonight. Tell me how do you No. Hi. Hey. Hi. What is that? It would be a lot cooler, wouldn't it? What's up, everyone? What's going on? Hit the thumbs up, man. Let's talk about Shaefer Cox. Anybody know who Shaefer Cox is? We're going down, down with Barbara Downey. With Sugar, we're going down swinging. I'll be your number one with a bullet. A loaded gun, compact, cock it, noodling. Man, it's good to hear on YouTube, but get a life. What do you mean, bro? This is my life. You're watching my life. If you're telling me to get a life, that means your life's even worse because you're watching my life. Why can't we just be people hanging out together virtually? Huh? I want to talk about Shaefer Cox. This is my video blog slash channel slash outlet. If you don't want to watch me, dude, who forced you to click on this? If I'm reading that right. If I'm not, I apologize. How do I look smoking a cigar? I haven't done that in so long. Man, guys, good to hear on YouTube, but get a life, man. Do something. Oh, all right. Keep watching my life and telling me to get a life. That's hilarious. What up, Texas? Shaved my COX. Did you hear Ab Juice World? I don't know what that means. Havana Gigaret. I think this is a white owl I took off of some stoner at the pool hall yesterday. I quit smoking like 7 years ago when I met my wife. And I got some water in my ears. She never saw me smoke a cigarette. Occasionally I'll have a cigar just to take the edge off, you know? What up, St. Paul? Jim Geiger? You had a fish mac Midwest? How was it, dude? Wasn't that good? You eat poop, Joe Blow. Yes, please, free Shaefer Cox. What up, Zach? You're tired of seeing my face? Who's forcing you to watch my face, dude? I'm tired of seeing your comments. Eh. Yes, free that dude. Police are killers. Yes, they are. A lot of them are. I feel like Rogue Nation's smoking the cigar. What up, James? Yeah, this sunshine's great, ain't it? What is Juice World? Juice World is dead? What is Juice World? Is that a business? It died? It went out of business? What are you talking about? Thanks, James. What up, Kansas City Crew Jones? It's hard to leave that in your mouth, ain't it? Hemp cigs. That'll take the edge off. Yeah, sure would. It was the best $5 I spent at McDonald's. $5? How was yours 5 and mine was like 7 something? Thanks, Big Daddy Citrus from Rhode Island. Crew Jones? Who's... Oh, Juice World. He's a rapper. Oh, sorry, guy. How did he die? What up, Maddie? Bev, hi. Arhidia. Who is Joe Blow that's looking up all these Greek words? Are you Greek? Arhidia means testicles, everybody. Fish Mac. Look at everyone trying the fish. Fish Mac was the bomb, dude. I want to buy Shaefer Cox a Fish Mac. That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said. I must have said something that she said. She said she shed in her sea shed. Another drug addicted rapper. That's nice. That's a nice sentiment for a dead guy. How do you know he was drug addicted? You know him personally? Or are you inside of his mind? Or you just like to throw random insults around? He died from too much lean. Oh, maybe he was drug addict. Yo, dude, I don't even know what lean is. Lean's not in my vocabulary. Hello? Great Lakes Crusader. What up? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Would have been cheaper to get fish sandwich with a Big Mac sauce, by the way. That's not the same thing, difference maker. Putting it on the Big Mac bun with the 3 layers is the difference maker. Difference maker. All right, 30 likes. I start talking about Shaefer Cox. She sheds in a she shed is what she said. She sheds in a she shed is what she said. That's right, Maddie. He had a seizure. Oh, so you didn't know, D? Man, you guys are fake newsing me. Fake news trolls. Promethazine with codeine is lean. Lean all in my bladder. Promethazine and codeine is lean. Yeah? Where do I get a shot of that at? Have a good day. Got to study for finals. Good luck, man. There was a challenge in Las Vegas. If you could blow 1 smoke ring and 3 little ones through it, you'd win X amount of dollars. 6 more likes, I'll talk about. Blue Isis. You're funny, dude. Hey, Blue Isis, you want to make some videos for my channel? If they keep it up, I'll split the revenue with you. I got no problem with that. That goes for anybody out there. All you auditors and stuff. If you want to give me rights to your videos and put them on my channel, we could split up the commercial revenue if there is any. You probably make more money with your video on my channel. I'm not bragging. I'm just talking math. You know what I mean? Big Bird died? Did a hunter finally get her? That'd make a good Christmas dinner, buddy. A Big Bird. You spent $40 at McDonald's by yourself? I hope that's not true. I know it's she sells seashells by the seashore, but I wanted to make a she shed riddle like Maddie did. Good morning, Bill. Hi, Mojo. I don't know about money as much, but rather get the message across. You get the message across and get paid for your work, man. There's nothing wrong with getting paid for your efforts. Capitalism is not a bad thing. It's what makes the world go round. What the F is a she shed? Oh, a sea shed. It's a she shed. It's like a man cave. I watch Sesame Street. All right, one more like, and I'm talking about Shaefer Cox. 6:30 in Sacramento, huh? What are you doing in that country? Leave that country immediately. There we go. All right, so Shaefer Cox. Shaefer Cox was a homeschooled. Dude, it is beautiful out here. The past 2 days, we sat out here last night in these zero gravity chairs. Let me go zero gravity. Whoa! Zero gravity. Yeah, see, we can eat Fish Max, the beef and Fish Max, and any other combo. We can make videos. Do you make videos now? Hey, Paco. Hey, Paco, come on. Come on. You know you can jump up here. You're only 5. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Paco. Come on. I can lift you up, you little punk. Paco. All right. Shaefer Cox. Do you know who Shaefer Cox is? Shaefer Cox is a young man. Or was a young man. I think he's in his 30s now. All right, I've had enough of that thing. Oh, you've been. What is on your nose? What is on your nose? Shaefer Cox is a young man. Hi. I'm trying to ignore your comments. Shaefer Cox is a young man from Alaska, Fairbanks, Alaska. He was homeschooled, very smart, pillar of his community. He started his own construction business in his 20s and was doing very well by his early 20s. He was doing very well. Kind of reminds me of me. I wasn't homeschooled, but I tell you what, most of my knowledge comes from outside of public schools. It's the things I talk about, the news won't even talk about, much less they're going to teach you in school. So I kind of relate to this guy. I never took it to the extreme he took it. Not that what he's doing is extreme, it's actually within his rights. But I just know that what he was doing was a threat to the illegitimate government we currently have that can't stand the Constitution. So he was a young homeschool man, a smart guy, started a business in his early 20s. I did the same thing. Try not to read the comments here. He had a construction business in his early 20s, successful. And then he started talking about freedom stuff like Second Amendment and gold and silver. Those are the two big things the government don't ever want you accumulating: real wealth and the means to protect it. So he started talking and he showed up somewhere and they called a meeting to talk about something, and so many people showed up they had to find a bigger venue. The second time he had a meeting, 700 people showed up. And then he started several groups, Alaska Citizen Militia, I don't know the names, but he started like 3 groups, and they were all to defend constitutional freedoms of Americans in general. So, of course, the FBI, one of the most corrupt, unconstitutional bureaucracies in this country, started sending in 5-time felons to try to set him up. And when the felons couldn't set him up, they were getting mad and trying to force him to come up with some kind of plan to murder federal officials. I watched some of the trial. I watched the opening arguments. I watched the 15 minutes they gave to defend the guy's life. I watched Shaefer Cox oral opening arguments. He was basically saying they don't have jurisdiction. They're not acting as a government, but more of a business. And he said the Fairbanks, Alaska, the city of Fairbanks has Dun and Bradstreet number. And the state of Alaska also had a business federal employee ID number. So they're operating as businesses is what he was claiming. And he doesn't want to. Yeah, Jeffrey Winehouse is another one. So basically, they drew up a plan to protect themselves from federal authorities. Well, the federal authorities, who were actually on audio, caught on audio, talking about, let's try to get his kid, and when he tries to fight back, we'll murder him, his wife, and his kid. That wasn't allowed in the trial for some reason. And trying to think of this all by memory here. It's horrible, man. Spend some time. I don't think Epstein killed himself either. What's up, by the way, Lloyd? I don't know. That's my rant about Shaefer Cox. He's in prison. Now he's in prison. I don't know how the hell they got a jury. Because in the federal court system, they can get a jury to indict a ham sandwich. Let's be honest. We're talking about people who support governments. They're hand-picked jurors. It should be random. The lawyers of the case shouldn't get to what they do is they feel people out. They ask them targeted questions to see how they stand politically. Michael Dodd versus Florida et al. I want to say I've seen that somewhere. Let me go back here. Oh, you're from Michigan? Mitten native. You mitten people. So what else, man? Yeah, the state dropped the charges and the feds picked them up right away because the FBI didn't like that or something. He is a political prisoner. He is actually in a unit. There's only 2 units in the whole country. They call them strict communication restriction units or something. There's only 2. And those are for like terrorists and people that you don't want communicating with the outside world. The last thing they wanted to kill this guy. And then they put him in such a strict confined place in the jail because they're so scared of his message of freedom. On one of his videos, he said, the government's scared because I have 3,500 men under my command. And not under his command per se, but he could influence that many people. And 3,500 men could easily take back their local government, if not their state government, depending on tactics. This is reality, folks. America's too wide open. If you guys ever heard of Chris Dorner, he was an LAPD cop who was disgruntled because there was racism in the police department. Anyway, he tried to use the system to correct things. Well, he got frustrated really quick. He doesn't have tolerance like me, where I'm just going to rant and get it off my system every day. He actually took action. He went and started killing people. And they locked down 3 or 4 states, spent millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars trying to find one guy who ended up shooting himself after they lit the cabin on fire that he was inside of, like they did in Waco. So if one guy could lock down 4 states and burn through millions and tens of millions of dollars in law enforcement resources, what do you think 3,500 men can do? And this is what the government doesn't want you knowing, that you have the power. We outnumber them. Zachary, in the shootout in Broward, 4 dead, all officers okay. 3,500 is a strong number. Too bad there's so many scary sheep out there that the MSM is brainwashed. Ruby Ridge is what made Waco happen to begin with. There was a terrorism task force who was sent, the Weavers, the Weaver family believed in the New World Order and they wanted to escape from the government. So they moved to Ruby Ridge, Idaho, in the middle of nowhere, up on a hill. They went to a couple meetings for some extremist groups. Next thing you know, the FBI, again, the FBI, plants 2 people to become friends with Randy Weaver. They convinced him to saw off a shotgun, which he had no idea was a federal crime. So he took a saw and sawed off the barrel of a shotgun. Well, if it's shorter than 18.5 inches, it's a federal crime. So they told him, oh, we got you committing a federal crime. Now you're going to have to work with us or else. And he's like, no, thanks. Get the hell off my property. Well, they came back with soldiers and they murdered his 14-year-old son by shooting him in the back, murdered his dog. And then when the wife had the baby in her hand at her front door in Ruby Ridge, Idaho, look this up. Baby Lon Horiguchi, the sniper, shot her in the face while she was holding her baby, and trying to get her family inside the house to escape the government's assault on their home. So when that went to the trials in Congress, the Ruby Ridge incident, the government was getting so much bad publicity that they immediately initiated the raid on the Waco, not immediately, just a few months later, raided the Waco compound and then turned that into the national story instead of their murdering of the Weaver wife. And then they went to Waco and then they murdered 90 people, 17 children, gassed them, put shape charges on their... They put a shape charge where the kids were hiding out. They put TS gas all through their church. When the place lit on fire from all the TS gas they were putting inside their church, guys started running out of the burning building to escape the fire. And as they were running out of the burning building, the FBI was firing, cutting them down with machine guns. They're running from a burning building, and the FBI is shooting them with automatic burst fire rounds that can be seen on forward-looking infrared camera, FLIR vision. Yeah, Janet Reno. She claimed that the tank they used to punch all the holes and spray the gas inside the Waco compound was it was like a good rental car. That's what she said under testimony. Dude, our government's sick, bro. Shaefer Cox had the right idea. The only problem is we need thousands of Shaefer Coxes, not just one. And we need to get this guy out of jail. See, the thing is, I don't know how to get anyone out of jail. I don't know how to fight my own trials. All I know how to do is express what I feel is the truth about freedom and liberty in America. What else can I say? It's the bottom line, people. How much are you going to take? I'm not saying start a revolution. I'm saying be ready. Be ready because they're going to come for you. They come knocking on your door. Hey, man, we have an emergency. We need you and your family to get in this van or whatever we have here, and we're going to take you to a FEMA camp or we're going to take you somewhere safe. You going to get in there or are you going to try to protect your home? Not whatever, wherever it is. And don't pretend like it can't happen here. It has happened here. Anyway, I have 3 coin rings to make. Anyone else got anything good to say? You can tell I was in a rant there. I stopped reading the comments altogether. Train and extraction team. I don't mean physically break them out of jail. I mean get them out of jail legally. Yeah, I know FPS Russia. He got locked up too? What happened to him? FPS Russia got locked up? He was the gun guy on YouTube. Wow. Yes, I sang something. How do you sleep when I lie to you? Janet Reno. That lesbian. Oh. Yeah, it's funny how everyone in not everyone, but a lot of an inordinate amount of people in government are sick, lesbian, pedophile. Everything's abnormal. Communication management unions. That's where they have Shaefer Cox in Terre Haute, Indiana, and the others in Marion, Illinois. Yes, there you go, sir. Yes, they burned down somebody's rental cabin trying to get Chris Dorner. And when they lightened the building on fire, he just shot himself. I'm going back in the comments. Men Worldwide Week. I agree with that. Tiny Dots video Brian Young covered. If it's a Tiny Dots video by Barry Larkin, I saw it a long, long time ago where it's one dot that claims it's the government, and then there's millions and millions and millions and millions of dots that represent us. And when you look at them in comparison, I should cover that one, dude. Blue ISIS. Oh, you're in Michigan. We can't hang out. That was the line that got him. Yeah, that was the line that got him. Exactly. We're watching the same stuff, obviously. Yeah, too many folks listened to him. That was the problem. I can't believe they locked up FPS Russia. Watches a couple videos on that expert. I'm not an expert, dude. I never claimed to be an expert. Come on. Yes, George Webb. Yes, I remember. Gary Webb, not George Webb. I did a video on him. Yeah, Larkin Rose, not Barry Larkin. Larkin Rose, Tiny Dot video by Larkin Rose. Everyone should watch the Tiny Dot video by Larkin Rose. As a matter of fact, if you really want to get a good in-depth understanding of the Title 26 Internal Revenue Code, Larkin Rose has also put out a video called Theft by Deception. And it's beautiful. Larkin Rose is a patriot among patriots. He also made a video when it's okay to shoot a cop, because when you watch it, the title makes perfect sense, even though they freaked out about it. He tried to call his local sheriff and have a conversation with the guy, but the local sheriffs don't want to have conversations. They want complete dominance and obedience, and that's all. Period. FPS is up. Aaron Russo, yes, Aaron Russo did Freedom to Fascism. You know what? When that movie came out, I was so damn vindicated, because from age 17 till that movie came out, I want to say in 2000 something. So for 10, 12, 14 years, oh, John, you're crazy. If there wasn't an income tax, if there was no law, how could they do that to you? How could they come take your stuff? And I go, because they do it like this. They point a gun at you. It's not because there's a law to back it up. No one has been able to produce a law that says you have to pay income tax. As a matter of fact, the people who are liable to pay income tax fall under Title 26, Section 861, subsection T-2 through T-14, straight from theft by deception. Oh, you harass cops in your country? You can do a year in jail, huh? That sounds like freedom. What about when they harass you? Oh, they get promoted. All right, guys. That's not true. Stop, Charlie Quist. I hope that's not true. 16th Amendment is law, but the Supreme Court ruled in Baltic versus Mining that the 16th gave no new power of taxation. The same powers of taxation the government had before the 16th are the same powers they had after the 16th. So they can lay indirect taxes, they could have a fiduciary, they could tax fiduciaries. Well, no, we don't fall. American citizens don't fall under the jurisdiction of Title 26. If you live and work in the United States, you are not, by law, required to pay a tax on your income. Think about that, people. Because if you were required to pay a tax on your income, that means the government gets to tell you how much of your money that you earned you get to keep. Freedom! Yay! What else we got here? Go Browns, sure, whatever. I would challenge anyone to audit your sheriff. Who's your sheriff? I mean, I don't necessarily want the dollar destroyed. I just want it to be backed by gold. Thanks, Jose. Check out No Treason, The Constitution of Authority, and Lysander Spooner. Lysander Spooner has some good quotes. I said we have CAM laws that affect the Constitution. Trump. So, free Shaefer Cox, yes. 74, 71, what does that mean? It's not just for, you have to pay income tax if you live and work outside of the, if you live inside the United States and your income comes from outside of the United States, you have to pay income tax. If you live in Canada and your income comes from the United States, you have to pay income tax. If you live in DC, you have to pay income tax. But if you live and work within the 50 states, you are not obligated to pay a tax on your labor. There's no law that says you have to do that. No one's been able to produce it. No one. If you can make a quick $200,000. You hear that, lawyers or accountants or CPAs? It's funny. There's been since I was 17, there was a $10,000 challenge when I was 17, and now it's risen to about $300,000. To anyone that can produce the law that Americans living and working in the United States have to pay an income tax on their labor. It does not exist. Point blank, right in your face. I've been saying this for over 20 years. You could call me whatever you want. There is no law. I'll pay you. I'll give you my car if you could produce it. Because if you can produce it, I'll just go cash it in for the $300,000. It doesn't exist. Period. They're enforcing income tax through violence only. Can't stress that enough. Sheriffs in my area like to beat up women, pull assault weapons out on people walking down the street, pointing them at families, and refuse to identify themselves in unmarked vehicles. Why would I quit shaving? I just shaved. ZoomTruth.com needs you. Send me a message on Instant Messenger or on Facebook Messenger. That's how I talk to people, man. Just figure it out, please. The American dream. You have to be asleep to believe it. The great George Carlin. Why are people spitting out numbers? Food for thought. Cops have qualified immunity only when they're doing their job under good faith. Yeah, but that's such a gray area. And that court decision was Harlow versus Fitzgerald. It's not even a law. Income tax is unconstitutional. You got it. Territories pay income tax. Listen to No Treason by Spooner, okay? Yeah, I pay. I have. Well, yes, I pay. Federal Reserve strong arm to pay the criminals. Yeah, that's exactly right. The IRS is the Federal Reserve's police force, and the Federal Reserve is a privately owned bank. That's another thing. The Federal Reserve is a privately owned bank, and the IRS is their police force. I have not heard of war castles. My wife doesn't like beards. There's no such thing as people. IRS is a terrorist cell. There's no doubt about that. The dollar has depreciated to the... Yeah, you're right. We are in the state of martial law. Pretty much. Pretty much. We are in light martial law right now. I think those random numbers he's saying is your view amount. I don't know what that means. That is true. That's how they get qualified immunity. Harlow versus Fitzgerald court decision. Audit the Audit taught me that. Check out Cracking the Code. It's a book by Eric. I can't read books, man. I can't sit through a book. Police are just slave catchers. Jose, fire in a theater. There are people. They're not persons. I got you. Just watch one of your videos on Facebook and found you. Cool, man. Thanks. Soaking up that Florida weather. Cleveland cop, Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland, man. What part of Cleveland are you from? Yes, I've watched Press On, Press Further, Amble Forward. I've watched him. Tampa's nice, dude. You can call me Chipmunk. These are only partially my real teeth. I had a gap here and a gap here, and this amazing dentist filled it all and gave me some big chiclet front teeth. But what are you gonna do? Oh, you're in Mansfield by the jail, huh? We should sue government? Yeah, good luck with that. Strongsville. All right. I'm from Willowick. I gotta check out your channel, Blue Isis. You should be sending me your links, dude. Police are policy pirates. Just read Black's Law Dictionary. That's about right. Yeah, it's a nice area. Suburban area. Mean streets of Willowick, Wycliffe, and Willoughby. Mexico is nicer right now. I've never felt more free living out here. Lived all over the USSA. Each place worse than the last. Right on, Jose. That's sad if that's true. Yeah, shoot me up a message. Like a dummy account or something. You got a channel too? Everybody subscribe to Jose Artiga and Zoom Truth. They both have channels. See what they got going. Might be better than my stuff. Reformatory. Looking forward to tomato season. There's my tomatoes from last year. My tomatoes from last year still growing out of the compost pile. So I still have the same tomatoes, the same seeds. I might try to... Oh, Freeman's live now, huh? All right, I'm going to get off. I'm going to go check out Sandusky's all Chinese people now? De facto, grammatical, fraudulent system. I like that. It is true and it is sad. All right, okay, I'm going to... Browns suck. Yes, they do. Taxes are not for revenue, but to keep us you a slave. That's true. What else we got here? Failed state is the best kind of state. YouTube me. I'm not YouTubing you, but everyone else should. Zachary Industrial. Blue Isis accountability. I want to know. Desperate Davy doesn't like those tomatoes. Desperate Davy. What a punk loser. Cedar Point is awesome, yes. Love you, John. Thank you. I love you. I love you. Love you. Love you. Fairview Park. What up? Interest is a scam too. Money created from nothing. That's true. Well, not really. It's not a total scam because if you loan somebody some money, why should you loan them money if you don't get nothing for it? Left-handed tomato plants. I'm out of here. I'm going to go check out Freeman's stream. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Free Shaefer Cox and whatever. Let's keep this going. Bye.